Hello. Yeah, I'll say it. Hello, my name is Justin Barlow, and I have decided to start my own show on YouTube, and it's a top 10 list. So, for my first episode, I decided to I've decided to make something about one person. So, today is my top 10 favorite Clint Eastwood movies. Which is, number 10 is, it's basically Clint Eastwood's 2004 movie, Million Dollar Baby. And in case you didn't know, if you don't know what it's about, basically it's about this female boxer, and Clint Eastwood plays a owner of a gym who decides to train this girl, and she tries to tries to become a world champion. And unfortunately, she gets to a world champion, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen this, so just kind of skip this part. She actually falls onto a stool and ends up being paralyzed from the neck down. And it's kind of a sad story, but it's really good. So, if you haven't seen the movie, that's all I'm going to leave it with, and that was a spoiler, so if you don't want to watch it, don't. Okay? My next one is, which is number 9, is actually Every Which Way But Lose, which I thought was pretty cool, and it was kind of funny, because Clint Eastwood plays a street fighter who fights for money, and he has an assistant named Clyde who's, yeah, you guessed it, he's a monkey. It's weird, but it's funny, so if you ever want to watch it, just try to find it. Okay, number 8 is actually the sequel to number 9 on my list. Any Which Way You Can. Basically what that is, it's a sequel to the first one. So basically Clint has retired from street fighting, and now this one man who is just as skilled as him, he wants to face him, so he travels cross California to fight him, and he runs into trouble along the way. Which brings me to number 7 on my list, which is kind of a drama, I guess, but it's funny. And it is Honky Tonk Man. The film features Clint Eastwood and his first son, Kyle Eastwood, as he's just an 8-year-old boy. Basically, Clint Eastwood plays a musician who tries to travel across America, and now he's traveling with his son. But the problem is, Clint Eastwood has a disease that will eventually kill him, and now his son will try to take over, and the little boy tries to become a man, and Clint Eastwood plays the man who wants to become a legend. Which brings me to number 6 on my list, which is one of Clint Eastwood's best western, in my opinion, was Pale Rider. Basically, Clint Eastwood plays this preacher who comes into a town one day with on a pale horse. And some of you don't know the legend behind a pale horse. That means usually if someone ever sees a pale horse, that usually means someone they know or they are going to die. Either way, but this gang keeps torturing this small town, and now he decides to stay and help out. And it's really good, so if you haven't seen it, then I suggest you watch it. Number 5, and this is my favorite western of all time, and it's like Clint Eastwood's longest western he ever made, was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It was actually the best and longest western people ever liked, and he plays a gunslinger out for gold. I can't really describe all of it because it's like 4 hours long, and I can't describe every detail. But watch it. I suggest it's really good. Next, in my opinion, was his best Western, in my opinion, was The Outlaw Josie Wales. Basically, Clint Eastwood plays a gunslinger whose family is murdered, so he decides to become an outlaw, and then he works with this gang of cowboys. Sorry. And then these Civil War people kill all his men except him. And he wants to take them down because they are the same people who killed his wife and his son. So I'm not going into full detail with that, but it's a really good movie, so I suggest watching it. Number 3 is sort of a drama and action. It's mostly drama. Was Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino. Basically, Clint Eastwood is a retired Korean War veteran living in Detroit, and everyone in his neighborhood is Asian. Except him. He's the only American in that neighborhood. His wife just passed away, and he's always angry, and now he's just angry at the world. The reason the movie is called Gran Torino is because it takes place with this gang who wants to steal. He has an antique car in his garage, which is a 1972 Gran Torino. In case you didn't know, it was made by Ford. So, and basically, this boy next door, he develops a relationship with him, like a friend relationship, and he wants this gang to leave this boy alone, or he's gonna. And he decided to take matters into his own hands, and I'm not gonna say no more. I don't know why I said "and," but I'm not gonna say no more because it's a good movie. I suggest watching it. And number 2 is actually There's Trouble with a Curve. In case you don't know in case you don't know what it is, it was the last drama Clint Eastwood was in, but the problem was he plays a baseball scout, and Amy Adams plays his daughter Mickey, who is trying to spend more time with him as he travels this one minor league team because he's a baseball scout for the Braves, and he finds this one man that he's a good baseball player. And Justin Timberlake plays a former baseball pitcher, and Amy Adams and Justin Timberlake, they develop sort of a relationship, and it basically just evolves around that. But it's a good movie. I suggest watching it because it's his best drama he's ever made. And finally, number 1, in my opinion, was Dirty Harry. In case you don't know what Dirty Harry is, it basically Clint Eastwood plays a cop, a San Francisco policeman who is a great detective, and who tries to solve these great killings, and his weapon of choice is a Magnum 45. And he's famous for saying, "Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?" And he's famous for saying that and making it legendary. So, that's my top 10. And if you have your own opinion on these Clint Eastwood movies, and if you want to learn more about Clint Eastwood, I suggest, if you're really a Clint Eastwood fan, if you want to learn a lot about him as I did, I suggest getting this book, which is I'm trying to get out of light. It's called Clint. You probably can't see it, but it's called Clint: A Retrospective. It's written by Richard Schneider, or Schickler, and it basically goes over every single movie that either directed, starred in, or directed and starred in at the same time. So, that's my opinion on my top 10 favorite Clint Eastwood movies, and if you have other opinions, if your favorite Clint Eastwood movie didn't make the list, please tell me, and I might be on the next time. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be posting another top 10 every Saturday. So, thanks for watching. Bye.